Hi there everyone, and welcome back to another video where today we'll be talking about the unpopular Danganronpa opinions. Some of you may know that I actually did this in the past, but I wanted to do it again since it's been a while. What I will say though is please subscribe to the channel and like the video, as it helps me out quite a lot, and if you enjoy the content, it really does help me, so please consider subscribing and please consider liking the video. And since I want to make a part 2 to this video, I figured if you go down in the comments and leave your unpopular Danganronpa opinions, I'll be listing some of them off in an upcoming video. So go ahead and leave your unpopular opinions, and that way in the next video you may be featured. And then we can have a little discussion type of thing. I don't know, I just thought it would be fun. I like grabbing stuff, I've done this with my Would You Rather series, I've done this with other series, so I just figured I'd do it again. Either way, again, sorry for the long intros, you know me, I ramble on way too much when it comes to long intros. Danganronpa 4 doesn't need to happen. Alright, now hear me out. So Danganronpa 4, I know a lot of people want it, and a lot of people say oh, it can't be canon to the actual story, or it's gonna ruin the original story. Well, here's the thing. The reason I don't think a Danganronpa 4 needs to happen is because there's so much potential for spin-off games, and even though Danganronpa S was kind of a stinker, but I do think if given in the right hands that a Danganronpa spin-off game can be really well thought out and made, like an RPG, a fighting game, or anything of the sorts. And in my opinion, I think that I would enjoy a spin-off game just as much as a mainline game, so I don't think Danganronpa 4 needs to happen. Obviously some people will feel indifferent, but I feel like if we get a really thought out spin-off game that it won't be that bad, and let's say an Ultra Despair Girls 2, but actually way better this time. That was a slight nod to Ultra Despair Girls, so don't take that too seriously. Monomy is overhated, so every time I see a poll or a Danganronpa character tier list or whatever, usually Monomy is at the bottom of the tier list. Now, I can completely understand why, because, a lot of people find Monomy to be really annoying, but in my honest opinion, I don't think she's that bad, and her design is actually really well thought out. Apart from being annoying, there is really nothing else that people call out Monomy for, so at the end of the day, all it comes down to is people hating on Monomy because she's annoying. Honestly, I think apart from that, there's not really much else to say because, I don't think she's that bad. I don't think she's that annoying either, and quite honestly, she's just trying to help out the best she can. Danganronpa 2 isn't the best Danganronpa game. Oh, brother! Now don't get me wrong, Danganronpa 2 is an amazing game, it's so good. In my honest opinion, I just think Danganronpa V3 just outclassed Danganronpa 2 in every regard. And even though a lot of people don't like 3 because of how over the top it is or whatnot, I just really like Danganronpa V3, and the thing is that when you look at polls or votes or whatever, Danganronpa 2 is always the one that gets the most votes when it comes to favorite game. And you know what, again, I'm not calling it a bad game, Danganronpa 2 is amazing. I just think that V3 kind of excels in so much more. Apart from Logic Dive though, Logic Dive is so much more better in Danganronpa 2. Ryoma Hoshi isn't underrated. So with this one, it's more so the fact that every time Ryoma Hoshi is brought up, everyone brings up the fact that he's underrated or that he's unpopular, and it's gone to the point where so many people have said this that it doesn't feel unpopular anymore. I'm not saying Ryoma Hoshi is a popular character, he's clearly not in the same regards as Kameda or Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
But it has gone to the point where whenever you mention Ryoma, people just constantly call him underrated, and in my honest opinion, when it gets to that point of so many people saying that, I don't think he's underrated anymore. Again, you could prove me wrong, and also I'm not saying that Ryoma is a bad character. I love Ryoma, I think his design is really great, his voice is really great, just everything about him is just amazing. But I don't like when people call him underrated because it has gone to the point where he's not really underrated anymore, he's just kind of in the middle. Shipping ruins Danganronpa. Now, this is a very controversial one. Breaking news, this just in, the Danganronpa community has a shipping problem. Well, I'm a few years late, but I'm still right. We have a comment here from the first ever Danganronpa fan, Soichi Sayahara, who says, "Are you kidding me? Naigiri's dynamic is not body-based. They love each other for their personality. Are you seriously this dumb?" And here's the thing. Shipping can ruin the Danganronpa community or people's enjoyment of the Danganronpa community, but shipping doesn't or should not ruin the whole game of Danganronpa itself. There's the whole thing of people saying that you really should disassociate a community with a game, mainly because of what that game entails, and more so the fact that that game is completely different from what a community could be. For example, I've seen many people hate Undertale or just not try it because they don't like the community in any way, and because of that, a lot of people have just missed out on a great game, and then later on within the years when Undertale has kind of like died out a little, well not died out but like gone less popular, they go back to that game and they actually loved it. So I don't like this fact or like this thing of people associating the community with a game, and then because of that they won't try this specific game. Obviously it can ruin your enjoyment online, but that shouldn't exclude or like ruin your enjoyment of the game itself. So I don't like the fact that when people bring up things they hate about the actual Danganronpa game, they say shipping, because there's not really much shipping that happens in Danganronpa canon to begin with. It's like very little, and you know, like it's more so the fact that this only appears within the community, so I'm not 100% sure why people say this, but you know, I don't know, I guess that's an I don't know, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, I just feel like you shouldn't really associate community stuff with the actual official game, because that shouldn't like exclude your enjoyment of anything in any regard. And there we have it, I have just listed 5 things or 5 unpopular Danganronpa opinions. Tell me in the comments what your unpopular Danganronpa opinions are, and I'll look at or I'll grab some within the next video. And not only that, but I'll be replying to some as well, because I actually just love seeing what people consider to be unpopular opinions. It's fun, and I love doing discussions, especially for a series that I like so much, so yeah. There's not more for me to say, really. It's just kinda, there you go, I listed my unpopular opinions. But either way, thank you guys so much for the support, and yeah, I'm gonna go now. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!
But yeah, I talked to Shumai, and she helped with she helped with the levels for all the dynamics, the dynamic bones in this.
You have you're like red right here.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
I think it's blush. What shaders do you have on this?
Poyomi.
You remember to set transparency on Poyomi, right?
Oh shit, I forgot that. Yeah.
There you go.